Dear Journal, when the warmth starts creeping in, I feel a stirring, as if my own root system is expanding and stretching, and that makes me just want to play in the paint even more. So I'm back to watercolors this week. I have some new inks and new colors. I'm playing around with more brushes, and I found out I adore the dagger brush. Why did nobody tell me about this brush? Those of you that have been encouraging me to watercolor for years, you should have told me. So I'm just really playing and learning to layer. I have been layering paint colors onto furniture and then of course on canvas, but I didn't know that was a watercolor thing too. I didn't realize that's what would cause so much depth. So it's playtime. Paint along with me. My paper is 9 by 12 and I have some clean water nearby, and then I'm just mixing a bunch of different colors. I'm really looking at what they are together on the color wheel, how when I thin them out, I can create pastels. So it's a little bit different because normally with acrylic you would add white or you would add black to change the shade, but with watercolor you just add more water. So as simple as it is, I just hadn't thought about it before. This series turned into what I titled it, The Feel of Sunshine. So even through the bitter 4 and 5 and 8 degree days that we had while I recorded this, the promise of spring is coming. And it brings me so much joy and reflection. And every single time I go through the winter, I am counting down the days till spring. And it sounds kind of bad. You shouldn't count your days away. But I look at it a little bit differently because today I've got a little more pep in my step. I have ideas that are continuing to flow, and I know all of that comes from the quiet season, the colder months that winter brings. So my plan is I'm going to actually kind of sketch the scene. So I've never painted my paintings on a painting. I've never painted my dress on a canvas. But what I'm planning on doing, huge wind gust, ice. Sorry, totally distracting. So what I'm planning on doing is just kind of setting up and sketching a scene and then actually doing a watercolor and then taking that, hanging the watercolor up and putting all of that on a canvas in acrylic. I mean, it's worth a shot. So my vision includes this beautiful hand-painted dress where Madison, my model, wore it out in the summertime, but I decided to bring it back in, hang it on the wall, and create a vignette that I can actually paint. People have been suggesting I do that, and I don't know really why it never occurred to me unless I'm just confident enough to give it a shot. As long as I can set my ego down to the side and say, there is no space for you here, young lady, then I'm willing to try just about anything at this point, right? In creativity, it is complete freedom just to trust your instincts. So I'm clearing off my staging wall and I'm creating kind of a vignette. I printed off the papers where Madison was actually wearing the dress. So I'm taping those to the wall and including that in the vignette. I know everybody can relate to this, but you know how you have an idea and you get all excited about it and you go sketch it down and you visualize it and you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't think about anything else about finding time to execute this big idea, that you feel some sort of stirring, this transformation going on. So I'm in my so excited, really deep thinking process of getting this just right stage. You know that, right? You get this? I know you can relate. Tell me all about how you went through something very similar in the comments. I would love to know that I'm not alone. So of course I'm making little tweaks and had the idea that maybe I did need the pillow and maybe I did need my journals up here. I think the landscape is better over the sofa, and although I wasn't even planning on bringing in my bird cage, my antique bird cage, it's the perfect addition to this entire process. Now, trying to paint that, who knows what's going to look like. I just kind of played around, changing things, and what I found out I was really doing, I was procrastinating. Busted. So I'm really happy with how it looks, but I'm starting to get a little skeptical about whether I can sketch this. But you know what? I'm all in. I'm still have this burning desire to see what I can do. So I'm gonna sit right here up close and personal. And I'm filming myself. So I was really actually pretty pleased that after I watched this, that I got the angle of the camera pretty good. But when you're a creative entrepreneur and you're filming yourself, sometimes you just have to try to see what works, and not too bad. Okay, so I've got a mess in here, but what I'm getting ready to do is I'm gonna have several projects going on today, but I'm gonna start a little bit on a watercolor, and then I'm gonna get this large 5-foot painting down on the ground, and I'm gonna start, I wanna do a really heavily textured canvas in the 5-foot size. So this was Iris Apfel. I painted it kind of celebrating her 100th birthday. First time for me to ever do anything like that. I did okay, but I've been saving the canvas for a day like today, where it's snowing and 8 degrees.
Life's not infinite, it's the only chance we get. So why are we waiting? Why are we waiting? Will it click? Looking for the next new fix. Is this the new kind of sick? Why are we waiting? Why are we waiting? They say they have the answer, but no one's getting better.
Now I'm getting all of my DIY paint ready to go. I love to use DIY paint, especially on my background. It works really well with my acrylics and my inks and creates more of a mixed media project. So I started on this 5-foot canvas with Hey Sailor, which is our deep navy, and I just poured it out, grabbed the big mumbo jumbo brush that Matt made me, and it's so much faster and more like playtime if I just use my hands. Gold leaf, yeah, it was speaking to me pretty strong. Oh, I love this part.
Think that we've made it. They say they have the answer,
So I'm gonna have to set this aside because I really saturated the canvas. So I still have time to paint. I'm just going to keep working on my watercolor and playing around with all of my new colored inks. This floral has come to life, and now I can tell you, because I'm looking back making this voiceover, this one sold as soon as I posted it on my Facebook page. Somebody fell in love with it. This is really nice to have enough space in my studio where I can bounce around from station to station, and having the floor space is really nice. Table stuff set up all the time so I can just pop right over here back and forth in between projects.
So what are you doing?
Hi honey. I played with this 5-foot canvas yesterday and it's all dry, and I reworked it, and so I kind of like got totally involved in it. Don't think I filmed anything. I'm getting ready to record a podcast, so that's why I have on a pretty top up top and still my stuff. But anyway, I'm going to be working on these flowers, and so I was just kind of figuring out my colors. I've got my oil sticks and my inks, and I need to do a next layer. I want these abstract blooms to really like pop out at you, and it's been so long since I've had a 5-foot canvas. I mean, I've had it, but I worked on this over 2 years ago, and so honestly, I am just here to have fun. And I had 20 minutes to come running in here, so I'm gonna just make some marks here, and doing it upside down kind of is fun. I don't want it on all of them though. And then I'm going to add some more of the inks. What are you doing?
Just filming.
Just filming? Well, I appreciate it. I have acrylic inks in orange and crimson. No, scarlet. I need my glasses. And I am going to record a podcast as a guest with Lori Siebert and Jamie Jameson. Oh, it's not coming out. Should I pour it? Oh boy. That just adds to the fun of things, you know? So yesterday I was working a little bit with the gold leaf. Ah, that's so much fun. Are you having fun? I am. I don't know why these things don't work all the time though. Just a tiny drop. So this painting was a picture of Iris Apfel, honey. Do you remember when I did that a couple of years ago? Oh, maybe I'm just getting low on all this. Oh, baby. You know what I love, babe? Abstract flowers on a large canvas where I can just let go. And that's what I did on this. It's not done. It's just, I think I want to add, I'm going to come back, see, because I have the gold leaf here and built the layers up on top of it. I think I'm going to add some pieces of gold leaf on the base. Maybe. Just a little bit. There we go. Here we go. I'm just going to use this. Just a little bit. What should we call this painting, Matt? I'm having so much fun building up the layers with my brayer. Now the brayer is from Iron Orchid Designs, and then I'm using a squeegee also to create the texture, and it allows for more layers to come through. And then I finished with the oil sticks on these flowers, and that, I can't get enough of that. So I ended up adding some of the gold leaf to the pottery. So the big vase, I wanted to have some of that in there, and then I worked some white back in there, pulled the color down here, you can see, and really, I absolutely love the contrast of the flowers with the background. But I still don't think I'm done yet. So I haven't left the house since Monday, and it's Friday. So it's been several days. This big baby, I don't like the cold. Yeah, so checking back in. Still ice on the roads. Friday, looked at myself this morning and did my journaling, read my devotional, and looked at myself and said, I am enough. I am worthy. I am capable. I am safe. I am loved. And smiled at myself in the mirror, and just a wonderful reminder, this is how I'm going to start my day. It's very beneficial to do that. It feels weird, but I'm used to doing it, but if you're not, you should try it. So I'm gonna go walk with Mom. Like I said, I haven't seen her since Monday, and rumor has it, even though it's 8 degrees yesterday, in 2 days it's going to be 60 degrees. Crazy weather, but we're so used to it here in Oklahoma, we just never know. But I'm just happy. I'm happy it's Friday. It's gonna be a fun weekend. Thinking, do I have any words of wisdom? I don't. I just want to tell you that you are loved. It's been a great week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you will subscribe so you never miss my vlogs. And I am preparing for an online class that starts tonight. So I have my palette, different ones so I can do some mixing, and my trusty press and seal. So I'm going to get all my colors laid out and get ready to go on that. So stay tuned for the next vlog, and you might get a little sneak peek of my latest online Canvas class. Have a great week. Bye.